It was more so on some, how do we find the coachable moments? How do we find the gaps in our operation? How do we understand what's holding us back so that we can make the adjustments and move forward? Welcome back to Pizza King Podcast. I'm your host, Tyrell Reed. As always, it's Friday, so we're doing takeout tips, real strategies that you can put in place today in your shop to get better, run faster, run smoother, make more money, be a better leader, all the things that come along with it. So let's go ahead and get into it. I was thinking about this when I was driving the other day. The one thing I did more than anything in my years in corporate, on the corporate side, the franchising side, the franchisor, the one thing I did more than anything, and I'm talking more than store openings, more than, POS demos, more than any of that other stuff, was store audits. The thing I did most was store audits. We spent a lot of time and a lot of resources to always make sure that we had a presence in the restaurants and that we were out there performing those audits. When I was at Fuzzy's, it was called a QAI, a quality assurance inspection. When I was at West Shore Franchising, we were doing a QSC, a quality service cleanliness inspection. When I was with JJB and working Moe's and Checkers and Pizza Hut, we had our own version of the same thing. But we always perform self-audits in the restaurants. And it wasn't to do, what you think. Most people think you're just trying to catch them doing something wrong. No, it wasn't. It wasn't on some got you shit. It was more so on some, how do we find the coachable moments? How do we find the gaps in our operation? How do we understand what's holding us back so that we can make the adjustments and move forward? So if you're running a restaurant, you need to be doing the same thing. Like, you should be doing self-audits. You could do third party, EcoSure, you ever clean type audits type things. I'm telling you, the best thing that you could do is start performing audits yourself, determine what you need to do. I love to use, and I used it for years, I love to use Safety Culture. I'll drop a link in for Safety Culture, but I love to use Safety Culture because you can use the mobile app. It has great analytics and reporting, but you can customize your audits based on your needs, and they have a lot of templates in there. So Safety Culture is a good one to use if you haven't found a good application or platform for doing self-audits. But you need to figure out how to do self-audits, how to make those work. It could be your best insurance policy, real shit. But there's a few ways to think, a couple things you got to do to make it work. First thing you got to do is schedule it. Once a month, walk your store like a stranger. Like, come on the other side like a customer. Walk your store like a stranger. Don't announce it. Don't warn the team. Don't prepare for it. See what a real guest would see. Number two, get in deep with food safety. That's actually where most of the issues were. So when I'm talking about traveling state to state, city to city, restaurant to restaurant, performing these quality, safety, cleanliness, brand standard, compliance audits in tons of restaurants, tons of restaurants, food safety always number one. We always had the most issues with food safety. So start there. That's where you're going to find the most issues. Make sure temps are being checked, dates are being marked on food. Hand washing is a big one. Hand washing needs to be happening. If food safety slips, everything else follows. That's where you're the most exposed in the restaurant, is food safety. The third thing is use a checklist. Oh yeah, don't rely on memory. If you're going to do an audit, you got to have some kind of audit checklist. You got to have some kind of audit checklist. I'll drop a link to the audit one, to the template that I like to use, or to the template that I set up with my folks in Safety Culture. But have a simple checklist for you as the owner, as the operator, to know, like, when I walk into a store, these are the things that I'm going to check and these are the things I'm going to follow up on. So have a simple checklist to use. Cleanliness, accuracy, prep service, down what you see, have a section for notes on it so that you can observe. And then you pull coachable moments from that checklist. This is what I seen. This is what I observed. This is where we were last time. This is what we need to work on. That's how you find those moments and those things to coach on. I suggest once a month, but you can't audit too much, because it's only going to protect you from the people who really come in and shut down restaurants, like the health department or, food safety auditors, things like that. If you're into the franchise, you already know you're probably already getting audited by EcoSure or EverClean or somebody like that. And those do come with real life implications, and real life consequences if you don't pass. So you got to make sure that you're ready for them. And the best way to do it is to do your audits yourself and know what you expected, and always hold yourself to a higher standard than any agency could. And that was the other purpose. Like we put these audits in place so that we held ourselves to a standard that was way higher than what the normal was and where the bar was. We got to hold ourselves to a higher standard. And then number 4, coach, don't catch. We don't do audits for gotcha moments. We're not trying to catch people doing things wrong. We're trying to find moments and find areas to coach and teach, find gaps in our operation and find ways to get better. We're not trying to call anybody out. We're not trying to find issues so that we can point things out like that. No, we're trying to coach people up. We're trying to fix issues. We're trying to improve our training. That's how you build a coach. All right. And then the last one, number 5, close the loop. Document everything that you find. Follow up on those things. Make it a 14-day follow-up, a 21-day follow, whatever it is. Like I said, I use a safety coach. It has timing for follow-up already built into the app. I actually need to do a demo on Safety Culture because it's such a dope app. And I use it for food safety, for quality audits, for franchise walks, whatever. It's a great tool. But follow up, because that's where the gap gets closed, is in the follow-up. Of course, we can fix it in the moment. Everybody fixes it in the moment, but we want to fix it. We want to fix it permanently. We want to close things close things out and fix it at the root. So that's where the follow-up happens. I've seen audits save stores. A single walkthrough can prevent a bad review. It can prevent a food safety failure or worse. Make it part of your rhythm. But don't wait for corporate to do it, or don't wait for you to be, I'm not corporate. No, don't wait for that. Do it yourself. Do it now, because it's only going to help you get better. You know what I mean? So don't wait. Go ahead and get it done. And listen, if this helped you, share it with another operator who you think it might help as well. That's how we grow. You'll always find more tools, more training, more checklists, all the free resources over at TyrellReed.com. But until next time, I'm the Pizza King. Holler back at you.